You tired of getting outplayed and playing like garbage?
How long is that stone, bro?
Having 4 to 5 enemies all up in your junk?
What the fuck? Why? Why? You gonna embed me too, you fucking bitch? You wanna embed me too? Not like I got my own
fucking teammate in my jungle already? You wanna embed me? Come! Everybody come!
And not being able to win no matter what the fuck you do?
slow, man. I would have won that game.
Then you've come to the right video. Yo, I apologize. I had to make the most cringe intro ever. It's just for algorithm, remember.
Savage.
Yo, Des here, and today we're gonna be doing a jungle guide 2024. I might go by everything step by step. I might also include the current meta junglers and after the update, after the patch. Alright, first of all, there's 3 different types of retry. Obviously, this is a full-on guide, so I'm gonna try to include everything. The first one is the blue retry. This one is the most used by most junglers, and I think it is the best among the 3 on most heroes. And that's because when you're like in a team fight or even you're 1v1ing somebody, the retry like is at least gonna force them to flicker out to purify, or is gonna guarantee you the kill. The second one is the red retry. This is mostly used on like assassins like Hayabusa, Fanny. You can even run it on Nolan, stuff like that. This basically gives you extra damage and steals damage from the enemy jungler, if I'm not wrong. And the last one is the purple retry, which gives the enemy some burn damage, taking HP from them, and it heals you up a little bit. This is mostly used for like hybrid Lancelot. You can even run it on like Basha, but it's basically for sustain. But what you mostly want to run on most heroes is the blue retry. Alright, first thing first, even in the loading screen, what you most likely want to do is look at the enemy composition, look at their spells, look at their emblems even, and because that's gonna be really useful for like how you play throughout the match. For example, let's say if they have like really good early game compared to your team comp, it's better for you to play safe, just farm on the early game, farm up, you know, never overextend, don't be too aggressive. And if you have the advantage, you have like a Lilia, a Matilda that you can harass the enemy jungler with, you can try to invade in early game. You can know what buff the enemy jungler started based on what gold they have. So second 20, you start your own blue, you start a blue, and then you just keep looking at the gold, and compare your gold to the enemy jungler. Obviously this is long AI, so but right now I have like 327, 329. Just look at it real quick, and if you have a little more than him, that means he started red. And if you guys have about the same gold at the same time, that means he started blue. Let's say you load in, you start your match, and what buffs to start depends on a lot of factors. For example, the enemy comp, if your team has the lane pressure or not. Obviously, what lane you want to gank first. If you're going for an invade, let me give you guys a few examples. So let's say this is your matchup right here, right? It's a Yuzong against a Khalid. Again, you would want to start red right here. You start red. You most likely want to do this green camp next to it too. You go straight to blue. Never do one buff and then go to lethal. Always do both buffs first. If lethal's on this side, you can try to go for it if it's still up. So again, using that knowledge on where he started, let's say he started on red, you're gonna know that he's most likely gonna be here farming this after he done his red. So what you can do is instead of going for this straight up, you can invade his side of the jungle. Just go like red, green camp, blue, lethal if it's up, and just straight up invade. You get double the value because you're stealing jungle from him and gold, and he's basically losing if he doesn't counter him. But now you're most likely gonna be level 4, and what you can do in terms of like ganks and shit is to try to synchronize it with the wave that's pushing in, because the enemy is gonna most likely try to clear it, so they're gonna overextend and be outside of their tower. Or try to let your teammates like bait them for you. Basically let the Khalid engage with the U-zone, poke him down or just let him be greedy, and then you come out of the bush to gank him. As long like that's why it's so important. Like another thing is really important, like to not show yourself on the map, so they don't you know, what the fuck am I saying? Ooh. So just let your teammate bait them or synchronize it with the wave and just gank him, get a quick kill. Of course he has petrify, but there's a lot of different situations and scenarios, so it all depends on the matchup. Again, take that into consideration. So again, this could work for damage or utility jungle, like the EXP gank. But if not, you could also like start blue, go red, and then end up in golden. There's a big possibility that you have an early game fight, so make sure you have an early game hero for it that's really good at level 4s, because the mid and tank are most likely gonna be ganking gold before turtle. They're gonna attempt a gank this, and not to overextend too much, because they might be waiting on any of these bushes right here. After the first gank is done, if you're playing in utility jungle, you can go ahead and always try to contest turtle. That of course keeping in mind that your team has a good early game, that your team is gonna help you. Always make sure like that your mid lane is not like on goal lane when turtle's up. If your team is in position and you have good early game to fight it, just always pull the turtle to your side, so you have the advantage. Also always combo an ability when using retry. That's pretty obvious, but I feel like I gotta also mention that. Combining an ability with your retry. Always be on the lookout if the enemy has like a stone, like let's say they have a Kufra and you're doing turtle. Try to keep your distance. You're gonna like have an idea of how long, for example, Kufra jump is. So you can expect them to be at like any of these bushes. It could be here, it could be here, it could even be here. It could be here. It's like you should expect a jump from any of these bushes, even a flicker jump. So always try to keep your distance. Never stay like standing there. Just try to move a lot. Try to poke down the enemy too. Don't always try to go for the 50-50 unless you have like the level advantage. You have a better hero to secure objectives, all of that. Then you can go for it. But always try to poke them down first and secure the objective. You can also like stun the enemy jungler if you have like, let's say, a Barat, an Akai, even a Martis with his second skill, a Fredrin. For assassin, this could be different, because of course if you're playing like damage jungler, you usually don't want to start an objective because you're really squishy. It's gonna be easy to poke you, especially for the XP laner. So if you're playing an assassin, if you're gonna go for turtle, always try to go for the steal. Let them start it, let your team engage and try to go for the steal because you have dashes. Or you could either do that or invade the enemy jungle. Like, well, let's say there's a Fredrin here and he's doing turtle and you're a Hayabusa. Instead of just going here, you just go all the way to his blue, opposite side of turtle. Try to invade. And because you're here right after blue, what you can do is either steal this or get any objective that you can. And you could also gank gold, since most likely the whole team is gonna be at turtle. They're probably gonna invade your blue either way, but it doesn't really matter. You already got their blue. and you can attempt to gank gold lane to help your marksman out when you're playing an assassin. This mostly works with like damage junglers, but if you have the disadvantage, you could also do this with utility. Okay, let's say you attempted the gank, you kill the marksman, you let your marksman or help your marksman push, you could do that. And right after you're done, and every time you do an objective, every time you poke them, every time you attempt a gank, anything, never waste time. Like, let's say you just finished ganking here, go straight back to farming your jungle. Like, never waste time. Time is really important when you're a jungler, because you can like determine if you're gonna be there on time for team fights, or if you're gonna be able to defend lanes, or if you're gonna be able to avoid the enemy invading you potentially. Like, always, every time you try to attempt something, even if it fails or even if it succeeds, right back to farming. One more thing, like I said earlier, invading is really important, so try to invade as much as you can, but this is while having like vision on where they are. You can't just invade like without thinking. Right after you win a team fight, for example, you can go for the invade. For example, the first turtle, you win it, invade right away, don't go to your own jungle. Like I said, you get double the value when you get their side of the jungle. So always prioritize that, especially if you're ahead. Okay, so in general, what you're mostly gonna be doing when you're playing utility jungle is you're basically gonna act as a frontline for your team. Also gonna be starting neutral objectives, taking control of the map, peel for your teammates. You can initiate, but the downside of this, of course, if you're like a solo queue player, you're gonna be dependent a lot on your teammates. So this is mostly like recommendable to play in 5-man at least. Also for utility jungle in the early, mid, late game, you always want to try to give vision to your team without risking it too much. Of course, every time you go in and give vision, try to have teammates near you so they can assist you in case the enemy tries to kill you. And if you're playing damage jungle, you mostly want to rotate safe. Let me give you guys like a few examples. Think about like, let's say, okay, you have to think about like every bush has an enemy on it. Like, you have to have that mentality. Like, there's an potential enemy here, potential enemy here, potential enemy here. You get the point. Mostly here, bro. Mostly here. So you're pathing, you never want to like make it too risky. Like, try to never go through here if you don't have vision on the enemy team. This is a really common spot too. Also here, here. Most bushes, they're most likely gonna be camping or giving vision. So, especially if you're playing like damage jungle, which are really squishy, try to rotate safe. Like, for example, if you have absolutely no vision on them and you're kinda losing and you wanna gank top, what you can do is just go straight through here. Like, this is the safest way to go. And if not, if you can like, if you don't expect them to be there, or if you wanna like risk it a little bit, you could even gank through here. But this is again really risky because they could be here, they could be here, they could be here, they could even be here and engage on you. Something else, if you know the enemy is gonna invade you and you expect an invade for them, as soon as you buff bounce, just pull it to the bush, because you know they're gonna invade you, so you're gonna have the advantage. They won't have vision on it, you're most likely gonna get it. Again, I don't know if I mentioned this already, but every time you win a team fight, or you kill anybody or poke anybody down, just look for objectives around the match. Even if it's a green camp, push, getting a turret plate, getting above, getting a turtle, whatever it is, bro, just look for an objective that you can take, and as soon as you take it, keep moving. Like, never waste no time. The only time you can like camp and like wait for them is most likely late game, or if you already know where they're going and you can wait for them there. Is like, if you know they're coming by and you're already there, obviously you can camp and catch them by surprise with your team, of course. Don't go, like, never try to go in alone. Something else, if you're playing like assassin jungle, try to always like, don't be too predictable. Always like blank on team fights or come from unpredictable like positions. And most likely, if you're playing utility jungle, you're always gonna be up front, initiating, stunning, all of that. But of course, with assassins and stuff like that, you wanna go, you wanna hit it from the back. You know what I'm saying? Like, and you wanna focus, obviously focus the squishy backline. Also, if you're doing like a neutral objective, like a turtle, a lure, anything, don't always 50-50 it, especially if you have the disadvantage. Let's say they have a Balman or a Fredring and you just like a Haya or something. Never go for the 50-50. You're at the disadvantage, you're most likely gonna lose it. So just try to bet the lure, poke the enemy down, team fight them, anything, and then after you win the team fight, then you can just do the lure. But like, try not to 50-50. So if you're playing heroes with like low ult cooldown, let's say like Nolan, Ballman, shit like that, like, don't be afraid to just ult your buff, because again, time is really important. So the faster you can farm, the better it is for your team, for your rotation, for everything. This might sound kind of obvious, but always look at your map and plan ahead your rotation. Like, plan your next move by obviously looking at the map, thinking ahead. Like, am I gonna gank? Am I gonna invade? Am I gonna play safe? Am I gonna keep farming? Am I gonna have my mid lane clear? Anything. So if there's like a team fight going on, let's say there's your bot lane and there's a team fight at top, like, don't waste time looking at the team fight, how it ends, how, you know, just look for, since you're so far already, you probably won't make it in time. So it's best that you just look for an objective at the opposite side of the map. Like, you can invade, you could push the lane, you could poke the enemy at the opposite side, anything. Just don't waste time looking at the team fight and make a play yourself. The retry has burn damage, so every time you go for a steal, it's gonna do extra. It's not gonna do what it says that the retry does, right? It's gonna count the retry damage plus the burn damage, so it's gonna do a little extra, so keep that in mind. That's if you have not hit the neutral objective. Like, it could be a lure, anything, above anything. If you haven't touched it yet, it's gonna do extra burn damage as soon as you click the
Actually, you're wrong.
Bro, what the fuck? This is a mistake I make myself when I'm not like concentrated and stuff. If your team is not there for turtle, don't try to go for it. Like, never. It's most like it could, you could succeed on it, but it's most likely gonna fail. You're probably just gonna die because they have the position, they have the advantage, they have the number advantage. So if your team is not there for it, just don't fight it and keep farming. Don't waste time. If it's late game and there's like a lord up or anything, you can, especially if you're playing assassin with high mobility, you can always push the lane, because when you do this, it's gonna put pressure on the map. They're most likely gonna defend, so you're gonna have vision on them. You can get position of the neutral objective and all of that. It's just a lot of advantage just from like pushing the lane. This might sound pretty obvious, but if you're like really ahead in the early game, you're like 8k 10k ahead, some crazy stuff like that, instead of doing the last turtle, which is like at minute 7, you could wait for minute 8 so that the lore spawns. There's also an upgraded version of the lore on minute 12, 18 if I'm not wrong, and 24. I might be wrong, but from what I remember it's like that. So let's say it's like at 10:30s. The matches are like 10:30. I would like to wait just for 12 to get the enhanced lore and have a better chance of pushing. Say you're doing both, like you're doing blue or red, and your mid laner is losing, he's getting camped on mid, his lane is getting frozen. You can always help him. If your tank is dead or he's too busy on gold lane, you can always help your mid lane clear the wave. Like, don't just let him get harassed like that, you know. If your mage is ganking gold lane and the mid wave is pushing in, you could always clear it for him, since he won't be forced to go back and he could just stay at gold for another wave, just to gank the enemy gold lane while you clear mid. Like, if you have vision on the enemy team, you can always go for a split push yourself on the mid lane, like really fast. If you're playing damage, it's most likely recommendable to wait for the enemy to use their skills first and then go in. Like, for example, if they have like a Casual, a Franco, a Kufra, a Minotaur, like, don't just go in like up front, just wait for them to use their skills or play safe or wait for your team to engage. Just never initiate and wait for the skills to be on cooldown. With the trick that I taught you guys earlier on knowing what buff he starts, you can warn your teammates where he's most likely gonna end up and at what time. Because let's say you almost gonna reach level 4, you can tell them like, oh, you're about to get ganked, or ping them or anything. Let's say you're split pushing or anything. This is really small detail, but always like push the lane first before doing anything else, before doing like a crab or anything. Just push the wave first, because the tower is more important. So try to change your build every game. Don't always use the same build, the recommended build. Don't do that. Just look at the enemy comp and change your build based on their comp. Let's say you're playing Haya, for example, and the enemy has a really high HP with healing comp. Like, they have a Nestus and a fucking Basha and crazy shit like that. You could always build like, it doesn't have to be right away, but you could always build like Sea Halver, Pan and stuff like that, instead of going for like the usual regular build. Also, this is more important with utility jungle. To build your defense items, always look at their comp to know what the best option is, and always try to change it up based on what they have. I'm gonna use this game right here as an example for an assassin. Right here I started blue, obviously, because right here I started blue because I'm on Nolan and I wanted to go for Lito, so I started at the opposite side of Lito. And I know that Bauman started blue here because Franco gave me vision. I instantly go for Lito. And right after doing the Lito, I go for the invade right away, because I know Bauman is still bot lane, so I can just invade real quick. Okay, right here, this digger tries to go for me. Instantly, red tree, I hit the crypt and I hit him to slow him down. That's an insecure right there. The bell is overstandard without thinking it twice. I just go for him. The Khalid tries to kill me.
Actually, you're wrong.
Bro, stop it. Alright, so again, never waste time. Right back to farming. As soon as I got the 2 kills, right back to farming. I see the Diggy, he gets hooked. But yeah, he kind of fitting now. I know that Bauman's there. That's why I started recalling. I saw him. A little mistake. This could have went wrong. Like, luckily I live here, but obviously that's a little too aggressive. It's better to wait for my team. Right here, I thought somebody was gonna chase me, flame shot me or some shit. So I just, the fuck it, recalling for dickhead. So I just walked to base. Alright, the team fighting here, so obviously I pull up, try to help them. I get the kill. I see that Bell is low, I just retro him. Retro him for the kill, because I'm against the Ballman anyway. It's not likely that I'm gonna win that objective. And right away, without wasting no time, I'll go for blue. Right back to farming. And here, I know like Ballman's probably at his blue, because Franco's already at turtle. He's giving me vision. And I know that Ballman is most likely gonna go for turtle. I'll take the ball. Ballman's most likely gonna go for turtle right away. So I just go for the embed on the opposite side. And I take his whole bottom jungle. This is what I explained earlier.
Time for action.
I belt, I catch him lacking, rotating, instantly killed. Start moving, right back to farming. Supporting my go laner, of course, as I'm playing assassin, so it's better for me to do that. Now it's always better to play for your go lane, to be honest, if it's in win condition. I know that Bum is probably invading me here, so I go. Fuck am I doing? Oh hell no! I go, yeah, I go down. I see him, I touch him. He gets touched, boink. Dig is running. Malish. Bro, I had NCS this whole time and I know.
Tolerate ignorance.
Quicker.
Ult is not ready.
I have become accustomed to
the bell gets hooked, he gets touched.
of the void.
Initiate retreat. Not ready.
I was gonna try to kill Diggy here, but nah. Poke the Ballman on a little bit. I think I have red tree up, so I just try to embed. I miss it because I suck. I'm a little low. Bulge. I just realized bulge. And yeah. Every time you're like low HP, and all your jungle is up, just try to go for blue first. But here I go for the embed. But that Mia is doing the job for me. She's helping me. You know what I'm saying? Why you need enemies when you got Mias on your team? Embed the green camp. Those two green camps are the most easy to embed without any risk, because you can easily escape. But if you're like on red buff, you're really deep if you're on red buff. But those two, you can always steal them easily. I go for blue here, heal up a little bit. I think I'm gonna go down to red right away. Yeah. Turtle's not up yet. I always try to be on time for turtle, but since I know my team has the advantage, they most likely won't do it, so I can just do this first and go turtle right away. Go to the there you go. Alright, put pressure on mid, pushing the lane. Go turtle right away.
Without my little star to guide me, I would have been left
Frank with the concealed play doing absolutely nothing. What the fuck am I doing? Oh shit, that worked. But here I should have just went for turtle, not for the kill. Point out their little mistakes too, you know what I'm saying? Go for the embed, anything, green comes, everything's important.
I once felt the warm embrace.
Here I'm gonna come from the back, bah, boink, dead. Get his blue, and then I saw the Mia, I think.
Experience the void.
I don't think I saw her, never mind. Here also, like, when you're ganking a lane, try to go from like behind the tower, not up front. I forgot to say that earlier. But always try to like come from the back, you know what I'm saying? I go for his red here. You see, like, instead of farming my own jungle, yo, that shit ain't resetting, my boy. What you doing? Instead of going for my thumbs up. Yeah, I fucking suck at this chat. I'm not even a streamer. Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. Boink. Dig it, Dad. But yeah, instead of farming in my own jungle, I'm just on his side of the map, taking everything, and then I can do my shit before the Lord is up. Okay, here here the play was to go for Lord, but yeah, I'm a greedy bastard, so I go for the kill. I try to go for the hashtag short, and I fucking die, and I give them a shutdown, and that's not good. That's a mistake. Don't do that, chat. Don't be like, why am I calling you chat? Yeah, I'm losing it. Don't be like me. Don't make those mistakes. Alright, so my team got the lore. I need to do it. I just got blue. Try to always sync waves, of course. Sync the wave. Hella diggy bombs in that bit. Bah, boink. One tap. Bah. Yo, what the fuck was that Rubio? What am I? Nah, what am I watching? What's going on? This is our solo queue, bitch. Balish. Alright, here I'm trying to like go and just one shot somebody, bro. Like that, yeah. Goodbye. Cause they're most likely gonna try to defend that tower, so I just go one shot them, get out. Cause I'm playing Nolan, you know. Okay, right here, I'm trying to zone them from defending mid lane. We get the tower. I get poked down, so I just go and farm to heal up real quick. Boink. Boink. Here we're just fighting. Just trying to force the end. But if you're playing like 5-man competitive and shit, I mean here it doesn't matter because it doesn't matter in general because we're really fucking ahead. But if they have like good wave clear, they're playing safe. Just try to freeze the lane and wait for next lord, you know. Basic attack, and yeah, here we just end the game. Balish. Alright, I think we should move along to the little tier list, little quick tier list for the heroes. Alright, for junglers, here's what I made. For junglers, I'm gonna try to go one by one. Not much explaining to do here, you know. Bulge. Bulge is bulge. Ain't much to say. Nolan, despite the nerfs, is still really fucking broken. His one-shot potential, his mobility, everything about him is so good. Same shit with Joy. Joy is still really good in my opinion. Fanny, it don't matter how many times they nerf that shit. That hero is still broken. Lunox, with her new change, she can spam her ult, spam everything to farm fast. And with cooldown build, she's really good in the jungle. Fredrin, I don't know. Maybe he goes down to A tier, but I'll keep him. I'll keep him in S. I think maybe I could switch Fredrin and Alice. Like put Alice in S and put Fredrin in A. Maybe. Barat. Barat is really good. I think he could stay there. Same shit with Basha. Akai, he's still good. I haven't tried him, but I'm sure he's still like hella valid. Akai, Martyrs, same shit with Martyrs. Hella mobility, hella fucking. His early game is so good. He probably got one of the best like level 4s for like team fights. Lancelot, still good. had like really high mobility. If you're a really good Lanceler, you could really like fuck everybody up. Erksborg with the recent War Axe and Brute Force changes, I've been trying him. I think he's really good counters for shit like Barat, Balman, stuff like that. Gwen is still good. I think she got a little nerve, but she's still fucking broken. Haya's also good. I don't think I gotta explain much here, bro. I think you guys should judge by yourselves. Alus all alone by himself at the bottom. Ain't much to say. That hero's just garbage. You feel me? That hero's just ass. Nothing's gonna make that hero work. But yeah, I think that's about it. I've covered pretty much everything. I'm pretty sure. I stayed up for this shit, bro. Like it's fucking 8 a.m. I've been recording for like an hour. I haven't edited yet, but let's see how it turns out. I hope it turns out good and that you guys could have learned something and enjoyed this video. So thank you so much for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe as always. But yeah, you guys take care, alright? Goodbye.